If you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, Grainger understands that you go to great lengths and sometimes heights to ensure the power is always flowing, which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery, so you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to the Your Life Now show, where your life and your business matter. Your host is a certified executive coach and trainer with the passion to help make the difference in the world. Your Life Now show brings you powerful resources and effective tips to help you manage your life and your business at its best. And now, here's your host, Coach Rhea.
Hello, my friends, and welcome. You are listening to Your Life Now show, where your life and your business matter. I am your host, an executive producer, and CEO of Your Life Now. Your Life Now is an executive professional coaching, training, marketing, and PR company. On this show, we try to cover a lot of different topics related to our everyday life and business. What's going on in our life, what's going on at work, and how we can make everything better and better every day. If you'd like to know more how we can be of service to you, to your business, or to your idea, reach out. I'd love to hear from you. You can always reach me at our webpage at yourlifenow.info. Again, that's yourlifenow.info. So we're going to take another short break here. And when we come back, I'm going to take you on the road with me as I share with you some of my thoughts on communication and relationships. What's the connection? And these are questions for you to kind of think about it. So it'll be like more thought-provoking. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Thank you for being here. Remember, subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts and support it. Share with everybody, and of course you can download any of your favorite episodes there. You can always go to our page and listen there or download there. Much love to you guys. So we'll be right back.
Your Life Now radio show with Coach Rhea will return in just a few moments.
So maybe I'm not relationship expert, but I can share some of the insights from my own relationship and from observing other people around me in relationships. And of course, you can look at a relationship from, personally or professionally. But either way, it takes two or more to be in a relationship. So if you are one in a relationship, or you look at your relationship from only your perspective, not also including the other person's perspective, you are not in a relationship. You are in a relationship with yourself, pretended to be in a relationship with someone else. So, do I know what does it take to make every relationship work? I think so. I believe I do. I think that's part of the equation here. Knowing what to do is one of the equations. Doing it or know how to do it and get the other person engaged, it's another factor, another equation, another part of the equation. So what do we do? I think in every relationship, the number one skill that most of us are weak in is communication. I see this professionally. Of course, I see it in my own life, in people around me. I see how most of us fail to communicate well with each other. So if it's number one and it's so important, it's on the top of the list of the things that you must have to have a successful relationship, is communication. So why don't we spend time perfecting or getting good in this skill, learning to communicate better, understanding what the word communication means in every aspect of it. To communicate, it can be in so many different ways. We communicate using words. We communicate using emotions, body, gesture. We communicate in so many different ways, sometimes without even speaking a word. And that communication, the way we communicate, in the majority of the time, doesn't have the best outcome. Now, professionally, when we're talking about communication professionally, maybe it's a little bit different, but it's still the same way. If you don't, whether you are in sales, whether you are an executive and trying to communicate with other or get your message across correctly or get the sale that you want, and the only way you can get the sale is by communicating exactly how you are serving the other party's needs and how you're going to deliver and how you're going to get them to trust you and how you let them open up and talking to you about their needs. There's so many things involved in communication. So just the word communication doesn't mean just talking to each other. It's how we deal with each other in every aspect. So take a look. I suggest that you just start with your own personal relationship. Take an inventory of your personal relationship and just acknowledge some of the positive things about your relationship, and then acknowledge the things that are not so good about your relationship. And then after you do this inventory, after you look things through, making sure that you are being honest with yourself and you're finding, remember, you're doing a research. So if you were in school and you're doing a research paper, right, you have to look up everything. So make sure you're not missing on anything and make sure you are being honest. Honest in every way, because otherwise there is no need to do this exercise if you cannot be honest with yourself. So after you acknowledge all the factors, the positive and the negative or the not so good aspect of your relationship, ask yourself, what can I do to change the things or the ones that are not working out in my relationship and make them work out better? Sometimes change might not be enough. Sometimes we have to override the way we do the negative things that we do in our relationship by implementing something new, totally new. So yeah, I'm all about change, but you know what? The fact is about change, it is not very strong. Why is that? because there's always in the back of your mind these things that you used to do, that used to the information that you know, the limitation, the beliefs that you had about relationship that is still in your core. So change might be temporary. You know, it's like dieting, right? Why diet doesn't work? Because you're so excited in the beginning, so you start doing the diet, that whatever it is that you're following, and then all of a sudden, you go back to your old lifestyle of eating, of doing the things that you used to do or not do. So what do we do about that? We override these things, and we keep doing them over and over and over again until they become what you wanted. They look exactly the way you thought from the beginning when you asked the question, what can I do differently to make things better in my relationship when I'm looking at these aspects in my relationship that are not, the things that are not working? What can I do differently? So when you acknowledge these things, when you know the question, you know the answer, and you know exactly what you need to do, just ask yourself, can I just change that? Because honestly, I know people don't like when I say people don't change. People don't change. Why they don't change? Because they go back to their old beliefs, the things that they know, the things that are comfortable with, because that's what they know better. So they might change a few things, and those changes could be very temporary. It's almost like putting a Band-Aid on a cut. The Band-Aid does not work. It's so deep. Band-Aid is only covering the surface. So in order to deal with that wound, you got to deal with the core of that wound, the deep inside. What is going on? You don't treat an infection, a wound infection, with a Band-Aid. You got to treat it. So these are just food for thought about relationship and about how we can, each one of us, literally, I keep trying. Of course, I have a very strong personality myself. I've taught incorporates mindset in staying always, you know exactly what you want, and you just like firm about it and everything. And then when you are in another relationship, especially on the personal level, and the other person is meeting you and trying to like surpass your strength because they want to look like they are stronger than you, then there is a conflict here. And the conflict is when neither party trying to look at the other side of the relationship and then see, okay, so this person, or understand it. First, you got to understand. Because, in order for you to actually solve anything in life, you have to know exactly what's going on first. If you know what's going on in the beginning, finding a solution is half of the work. So knowing and then working on solving. Those are two things. So next time, take a look at your relationship. Start with your personal relationship and see what kind of new, improved things can you do in your relationship to make it better in every way. It takes a step, that first step, that action step, that well thought through step, and then everything else comes second. Now, after you look at your personal relationship, take a look at your professional life, your relationship. Even when you're talking about personal relationship, a personal relationship could always just only be between, like, let's say partners, or, it could be friends, could be like, there's so many different ways to look at relationships. But let's jump into the relationship professionally. Where are you with your personal relationships? Take a look again, make that inventory. Who is in your professional relationship? And are you working those relationships the way they intended to be? So there's a different degree of professional relationship. There could be the immediate relationship, the one that you interact with every single day. Again, whether you're an executive, whether you are an employee, an employer, two people, small retail, small boutique shops, whatever, you know your business, you know how your professional life is. Take a look at it. So first, look to your immediate contact on a daily basis, and then look at that in relationship. Is it productive? Is it collaborative? Is it trustworthy? Is it working forward for you? Are you honest in that relationship? Do you practice ethics with this relationships? Is the relationships healthy relationships? There's so many different aspects. So these are your first contact. Then you have other people outside these, your immediate contact. Could be your vendors, could be even your employees. So if you're a large company and you don't deal directly with the employees because the executive, but you still you affect the culture of your company by how you are with your employees. So that's another aspect, professional relationship, that should be looked into. What else? Maybe a professional networking group, right? That you're hoping to build a prospect relationship with them. Present yourself in front of those people. Do you actually, it's interesting, like for instance, taking social media professionally, LinkedIn. So LinkedIn it's my top of the list, obviously, for social media professionally, because that's where, if you are professional, that's where you need to have presence on. That's very important. Then you add all these people. So you go to these networking group and you go and meet this new person. This person handles your business card, or they exchange contact with you. And then what do? You forget about them. Majority of the time, people just forget about them. They don't work and they don't value their contacts. So try to work those contacts. Try to see how you could be of service to them without selling them, because most people do not like to be sold. So don't be aggressive about trying to sell them. I come from a corporate sales and training, so I can tell you no one likes to be sold at any level. You are there to provide service, also collaborate, right? So you're either on this equation. You either want to collaborate with someone that you think they have an interest, that you can develop a good interest that would benefit both of the parties, right? Or you want to be able to provide them something. You want to sell them, but you don't sell them directly. So you want to provide them some services, products, whatever you have, right? You want to introduce yourself. You want to be able to acknowledge the fact that you met them somewhere, or you contact them because of someone, whatever, so-and-so, and how this person actually speaks so highly of them. And, highlight without being, again, always practice being honest and forward, in a very professional manner. And think as you speak. Don't write them down. You don't need to. You could write highlight. I do in my radio show. I don't script my show, but I do have highlights, outline of what am I going to talk about, or the question I'm going to ask my guest. Think about, how did you guys meet, or how did you connect with that person, and acknowledge that. And then make sure, I always say, when you're going to reach out to someone, make sure you understand exactly what they do before you approach them. That is the worst thing that people do. What they do, they approach you, they don't even know, they look at your title, and they make assumption of what you do, and they automatically profile you under their own profile, what they think you are and what you do, and they try to sell you something. I delete those people automatically. I have no interest to network or connect with people who are very, the word, that comes to my mind, I don't think of a good word that comes to my mind right now describing people like that. But don't be that stereotype of used to call them. Always be professional. When you're professional, always be professional. It's so simple and it's so easy.
We will talk about this some more another time. But for now, think about it. Think about how you communicate. Do you see one side, two sides? Where are you? Do you know your facts? Do you understand? Do you listen with the intention of understanding? So no matter what type of relationship, and like I said, I am not a relationship expert. I just know from my work, and in particular, mindsets and how we develop our behavior based on programs and our mental attitude, how we used to think about things, what we expect, what's our expectation. Most of us go into a relationship with the expectation of wanting certain things to be the way. And that's when we don't open the door to a new and more innovative thinking and forward thinking. So just think about it. I'd love to hear from you. Make sure you contact me and listen to the show, download the show, and join our Apple podcast, and also on our website at yourlifenow.info. Thank you so much for being here.
And one more thing, it takes collaboration and mutual agreement to make the impossible possible. So go ahead and celebrate who you are and make the impossible possible. And always position yourself and your business for success. Be present. Look for insights. Take action. Take small steps. Evaluate what you are doing. And remember where you are so you know where you are heading. Stay amazing. Much love to all.